Hi, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Ben.
And together we are 15 Degrees North.
Today we're going to show you the sights and sounds of Guilin is a city in Guangxi province of China, but when you come here, you're not really here to see the city.
No, instead you're here to head out into the countryside, where you'll find some of the most iconic and quintessentially Chinese scenery in the entire country.
The area is littered with cone casts straddling the Li and Yulong rivers.
Casts are tall rock structure with steep, often vertical sides made from limestone.
The South China Karst is a vast UNESCO World Heritage Site spanning many provinces in the region, but the Guilin section of this is the most renowned.
Green and luscious, the dramatic green mountain jutting violently from rolling rice fields has become one of the images most synonymous with Chinese culture, especially with boatmen punting on its shallow rivers.
While we will explore the city of Guilin later, if you want the proper countryside experience, then you need to come to the region around Yangshuo, which takes you onto the Yulong.
Here, the roads are narrow, so if you want to get around, then you either need to hire a scooter or hop on a bike.
We did the latter, and I have to say, the day we cycled up and down the riverside might have been our favourite day in our entire trip to China.
The views are just stunning and the weather was completely perfect. I mean, just look at it. And in Chinese terms, it really wasn't that busy.
Although, don't expect to find solitude anywhere because, well, China.
The Yulong River is pretty shallow, which means that you don't see motorized boats on its waters, unlike the Li.
Therefore, if you want to head out onto the river, you'll need to hop on a bamboo raft and be taken downstream by its current.
Most people start at the Yulong Bridge, which is a 400-year-old structure, then a line close to its confluence with the Li.
There are several quaint villages near to the river, but few actually border its waters because it often floods after heavy rain.
But the valley is an exceptionally fertile strip of land, hence all the rice fields along its banks.
Some of the most iconic views in the area can be seen from the Tower of Xingping.
Here you'll see many traditional fishermen who head out onto the waters of the Li River on a raft with a trained cormorant whose job is to dive into the water and catch fish from just beneath the water's surface.
To see the iconic views here, you do need to head out onto the water on a motorised raft, for which you can buy a ticket from the box office in the centre of the town.
Unfortunately, we did have a bit of a struggle finding where the boats then left from, as the wharf is a considerable way from the town centre, but Apple Maps, Google Translate and some good old common sense got us there in the end.
So it wasn't the easiest thing to find, was it?
No, not at all.
With everything written in Chinese. But we did
got there
find
in the end.
Just basically walk as far as you can walk and then you end up at a dock. And here we are, and it's gorgeous.
It's stunning.
The trip lasts about an hour, but you do get to see the densely packed array of casts from its water.
You can book longer trips on bigger boats, but these depart from Guilin or Yangshuo and take the majority of the day and don't stop in Xingping.
You can climb some of the casts too, which is a very popular activity here as they give you sweeping views across the Li Valley. But for that you do need to drive away from the city and hike from there, and if there's one thing that we did realise about this region, it's that driving is a bit of an issue going anywhere.
If you hire a scooter, you'll manage it with no difficulty at all, but we were relying on taxis and the volume of traffic on the road was intense.
Travelling from Yangshuo to Jingping took the best part of 2 hours, even though it's only 30 kilometres away.
The town of Yangshuo is a lovely little town.
Set amongst the casts, its cute winding streets are peppered with little shops and eateries, so we highly suggest spending a bit of time exploring here.
But then, like most places in China, it comes alive at night.
Lit with quaint lanterns and a sea of neon, this town has a really amazing nightlife, and dining out here was super fun.
And the locals were very keen to come over and say hello and take photos with us.
And we felt like celebrities.
Next, we headed to the city of Guilin.
The town has two main attractions. The Elephant Trunk Hill is the first, which features on the 20 yuan banknote and is subsequently very popular with the Chinese.
The second is the Sun and Moon Pagods, which were originally built by the Tang dynasty and then reconstructed from historical records in 2001.
The city sits on the Li River, and tourists use the city as a base from which to explore the area.
While the city is worth visiting, we actually find Yangshuo a much nicer place to stay.
However, as usual, China never disappoints after dark, so seeing its landmarks all lit up was utterly glorious. From Guilin, you can take a cable car up into the mountains nearby.
Ben, have you learned nothing?
What?
Back when we made our videos about the French Alps, we agreed that we were going to introduce the word telecabin into the English language, as it's a much nicer word than cable car.
Oh, yeah.
How are we meant to make it take off if even you aren't using it?
Sorry.
I question your commitment to the cause sometimes.
Okay, sorry, I will reaffirm my commitment to the cause. So, once again, from Guilin, you can take a telecabin up into the mountains nearby.
Better.
And you get sweeping views across the misty mountains and the region below.
Welcome to Guilin.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's stunning.
This is the kind of romanticised China.
Yeah.
The Chinese romanticize themselves.
Postcard, perfect.
And they're all on holiday here as well. In fact, there's very few Western faces. We're basically the only ones, really.
The only ones, almost.
And we keep being stared at and having photos taken of us. But
Yeah,
that's not a problem,
they're just
is
very
it?
welcoming and friendly as well.
Yeah, except they're not as sweaty as we are. Like, we're very, very
My
sweaty.
back is dripping right
I
now.
think it's 35 degrees and yeah, it's hot.
Finally, make sure to visit the Jingjiang Princes Palace in the middle of the city.
Built during the Ming Dynasty, it was built by the nephew of the emperor and is older than the Forbidden City.
Today, the Guangxi University is situated within its walls, but a big portion of it remains open to the public, which includes the solitary Beauty Peak, which is a tower cast situated within the walls of the palace.
The tallest and most vertical cast in the city, the buildings of the palace complex are arranged around it.
With steps cut into its wall, you can climb all the way to the top and get sweeping views and a panorama across the city.
However, it's not the only cast you can climb, and we actually preferred the view you get from nearby Fubo Hill.
Guilin and its nearby countryside is a must-see when you come to southern China.
So don't just stay in the big cities, come and experience some authentic Chinese landscapes for yourself.